Okay, here's our video on how to find the percent as a rate per 100. Okay, so we're going to be talking about percents and how it relates to ratios and rates. We're going to use equivalent ratios to find these percents in these examples. Alright, in example 1, let's first represent percents as a rate per 100. So question 1 is write the rate as a percent. So percents are out of 100. So if I have 39 to 100, that's a rate, 39 to 100. That's going to equate to a 39%. Okay, so 39% is 39 out of 100. So we're just trying to get you to relate what 39% represents as a ratio, which in turn is as a fraction. Okay, if we have 95 to 100, okay, 95 to 100 is a rate, that's going to be 95%. So again, relating that number to 100. So in example 2, or question 2, we're going to write the percent as a rate per 100. All we're going to do is switch that up and write that as a rate. So 76% is going to be out of 100. That's going to be 76 out of 100. 13% means that out of 100, you would get 13. So if these were on a test and there's 100 questions, you would get 13. If it was an attempt of something, out of 100 attempts, you would get 13. Okay, so that's example 1. Let's move on to example 2. In example 2 here, what we're going to have is we're going to have problems that are not necessarily out of 100. So in example 1, they were all out of 100. It was much easier. So in these, we're going to use equivalent ratios to find our answer. So in this one, it says I got 22 out of 25. So I'm going to put 22 over 25. Now, in example 1, we talked about percentages out of 100. So I'm going to make an equivalent ratio so that it's out of 100. So how do I find this answer? Well, to find this, I have to figure out how many times 25 goes into 100. That is 4. Whatever I do to the denominator, I must do to the numerator. 22 times 4 is 88. So my answer is 88 over 100, which means my final answer is 88%. Okay, so I'm just converting it to out of 100. Susan made 6 of her 10 free throws. What percent did she make? So she made 6 out of 10. So I'm going to convert that to out of 100. 10 times 10 is 100. So I do 6 times 10 on the top, which is 60. So my answer is 60%. She made 60% of her free throws. Okay. In question 3, 9 of the 20 students are boys. What percent of the students are girls? Ooh, careful here. I gave you the rate of boys, but I'm asking for girls. That's the other amount. So the first thing I have to do is I'm going to do 20 minus 9 to figure out that I have 11 girls in the class. Now I can tell you that 11 out of the 20 people in class are girls. Convert that to 100. There's my equivalent ratio. 20 times 5 is 100. So I do 11 times 5, which is 55. So that means 55% of the class is girls. Okay? So the keys in this lesson are that percent is out of 100. So we're going to convert all of our ratios to 100 to figure out what that percent is. All right? Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.